kind of a seesaw game. Did you feel like if you could get out to 4 to make it a 2-possession game, those last 3 minutes, you'd be able to hold them off?
I never think that with Illinois State. I think every time you play Illinois State, it's going to be a 1-point overtime. I never think of a lead. That's one of the things we told our players about. No lead is ever big enough with these guys. You just got to grind it out and look at it. What was it, tied at 3 minutes? Is that right? And then we go on a 13-3 run, which is a little unusual. But we had some players step up and make 2 really big plays. Sean Lloyd made a big play off a call that we haven't run that play in a long time, but we decided to run it at that time, and our guys executed it to perfection. And then Armand's face up there in the corner was a big, it gave us breathing room at that time. Sean put us ahead, right? Yes. Sean's 3 put us ahead, and then Armand's 3 gave us some breathing room, and then we made free throws in the second half. I don't know if you guys know this, but we didn't make our free throws in the first half. I didn't coach free. I took over the free throw shooting at halftime. I was so upset at our free throw shooting coach, and just for the risk of embarrassment, I won't tell you who the free throw shooting coach is.
You were down 2, 61-59. You know, what changed defensively? Did you feel like you played a little harder, or you just limited them to 1 shot?
I think we did that all day long. We limited them to 1 shot. I don't want to say we played a little bit harder, because I thought we played hard all day today, and I thought they played hard all day today. Guys, I thought this was a heck of a ball game. I don't think you can point at any team and say, well, they got beat because of that. No, there were 2 teams exhausted at the end and 2 head coaches exhausted. Hell, I hugged Dan, and I thought I needed him to hold me up because I was exhausted. But I do think the difference was our rebounding. We didn't give up transition points, and today we didn't turn the ball over. They scored 22 points the last time we played them off turnovers, and it was half of that today, only 11. We knew Fane was going to score because of our game plan. We may have changed a little bit down the stretch, just a couple of things, but for the most part, these guys did what we asked them to do, and when you play good teams, it's just hard to beat good teams.
When Fane gets down that far into the baseline, there's really not much good that's going to come of it. Is there any way to, I don't know, I guess if you double team him, they'll be shooting the 3.
You want to coach Kavion? Come into my house, you know, what's that commercial? Stay in your lane, bro. No, you join me in my lane, bro. Come on.
I don't think so.
But but let's give credit to Fane. Let's give credit to Fane. He is a heck of a player, and I got a chance to talk to Fane and Malik and Keyshawn, and but I told specifically Keyshawn and Fane what those guys have meant to me over the years that I've coached against them. There's a special bond there. Keyshawn came to see me before the game, and I always see Keyshawn before every game, every time we play. And these guys will be successful because of the character that they possess. That shows a lot about who these kids are. It shows a lot about the character of their head coach. But I can honestly say this: I'm going to miss Illinois State seniors. Especially those guys that I had a chance to talk to at the end of the game.
Coach, it seemed like Pippen, Lloyd, and Fletcher took on a more vocal role there in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at the stats. You know, here's Kavion with a double-double and 3 blocks. Armand gets 24, 26 and 9, and Sean Lloyd has 20 points and shot the ball well today. Look at all of our seniors. Teekbo comes in and gets 2 big blocks. Marcus had an assist that we had to have against the zone that enabled us to stop a run, and Rudy had the best haircut on the team today. So, I mean, all 6 of our seniors did something really special today.
Was Fletcher been more vocal?
Guys, I'd like to tell you that somebody's been more vocal. None of these guys. They've been texting their ass off now. But no, none of these guys are vocal. But I will say this. I think you guys witnessed something today. I think down the stretch that you saw these guys out on the floor communicating to each other and telling them, Sean Lloyd has been vocal, Aaron Cook's been vocal, Eric McGill's been more vocal, Armand certainly has been more vocal. Kavion's not that vocal, and Teak has said Teak is still under the 100-word count since he's been here, so Teak's not going to say a lot of things either.
Was it a tale two halves for Armand? Did you say anything at halftime to get him going?
No, but I would have didn't say to him during the game in the first half. I told him to relax. Armand had 78 people here today for senior day, so I mean, he and Sean Lloyd. I mean, how about that? I stood on the three-point line on the other end when we stretched out for the photo for senior day. I mean, I thought we brought moms and dads out. I didn't realize we were bringing third cousins, but they stretched out, and that's the byproduct of senior day. It's hard because there's so many family members. There's so many people wanting to play for this person, that person, and I just told Armand, I just told him to relax. And I thought he did in the second half. I thought he did a better job of that.
If not vocal, then it appeared to me that Lloyd and Fletcher just kind of willed you guys to win down the stretch. I mean, they just looked like they just weren't going to lose today.
I don't disagree with that, Les. I mean, look at the two plays that I talked about. Sean Lloyd gets a 3 to put us up 3. Armand makes the 3 to give us a 3-possession game, if I'm not mistaken, or a 2-possession game. But I mean, it was huge. It was huge. So, and Kavion had a big basket in there as well. So, you just, this time of the year, you have to play together. You just have to play with lots of energy and enthusiasm. And I think I am confident that our guys are doing those 3 things right now. And we're excited going into St. Louis. But I just told them, we didn't say one word about the tournament. All we talked about was one game. That's it. And that's all we're going to talk about. I don't even know who it's going to be, but we're going to get ready for that one game. That's all that matters.
Coach, it seems like the last 3 games especially, your team's played the best in the final minutes. What's been the mentality there that's allowed them to play that?
Well, I think there's several variables. Coach Autry always talks about if we're up at the 3-minute mark, we're going to win the game. We always win the game. And he reminds our guys of that. 2, I think there's a sense of urgency with these young men and with these, specifically these seniors. And 3, I think we're playing with a lot of confidence right now. And we've had 2 bad games in the month of February and March, and that was at Loyola and at Valpo. And there were some intangibles down the stretch. We were able to win the most road games of anybody in the Valley with our win at Evansville. We knew it was going to be hard. We haven't swept Evansville for 9 years. That was a confidence boost. Have we had a 3-game win streak this year?
Yeah, we have the non-conference one.
Yeah.
And 5 in December.
Well, we haven't since Armand's been back, have we? Yeah. Since Armand's incident, we haven't had a 3-game. So I think one of the things, and I think we've settled into a good 8-man rotation, and every once in a while we throw Rudy out there.
It seemed like everybody kind of got out of the way of Victor and Lloyd and Fletcher's way, and they kind of just drove the team. Is that a sign of maturity for everybody?
Well, I don't want to get carried away and use that word about our team right now. It's almost been an oxymoron with our guys, but I do think we're maturing. Hopefully we'll continue to mature.
We're going to be voting for all conference, Barry. How much has Lloyd's defense helped your team?
If he's not Defensive Player of the Year, I'll be upset.
Why? Like why? I know he's up there in the steals.
I think he takes everybody's best player and makes them have a hard night. Everybody, in order to score points against Sean Lloyd, you have to shoot a lot of shots. And ask these guys he's been guarding. And but I'm protective of our guys. I know there's some other guys out there that play good defense. I'm biased. I think Sean Lloyd plays the best defense of anybody in the conference, and I think he's got a chance to have one of the highest accolades in the league and be Defensive Player of the Year.
Pippen's known as a rebounder and a scorer, but he's going to lead the league in blocks. How much has that gotten better?
You know what, Todd? Actually, it's one area that he's really improved in, because when he came here, he wasn't that guy. Teak was the guy that led us in blocks, but Kavion, it's been a huge. What did he end up with total? How many total blocks did he end up with, Todd?
Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry.
I just know he had 3 again tonight. He was leading.
What was it, John?
Probably over 60.
60.
Yeah, so he's plus 14 from last year, and we haven't finished playing. I think he had 46 or 43 last year, and that was one of the emphasis that we talked about this year. Since we know Teak is struggling, we need you to block more shots. And he has. He's done a good job of it.
Teak is a guy that will wait for you to shoot it because he's quick enough to get up there and get it. Pippin's had to play a little differently, hasn't he?
Yeah, Kavion's like one of those, when you were a kid, you had to crank the box up before the clown came up. They sprued it out. You know what I'm talking about? Pop goes the weasel?
Yeah.
Kavion's pop goes the weasel. You have to crank it up a little while. Teak's a weasel already out. He's like that, but you got to crank Kavion up a little bit to get him to pop out of there. I'm all sorts about it. Analogies. It's pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good analogy.
Anything else?
Did the fact that there was significant stakes today, did that help? You mentioned all those guys having all the family members here. Do you think that helped guys get lasered in?
I don't know if it helped them lasered in, but I know it sure added to the impact of the game. I think the most impressive thing is the question you just asked. I didn't want to bring it up, but there's a lot of pressure on us today. That's a lot of pressure. That if you get beat, you're going to be in a play-in game. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot. And senior day. And family members. Wow. And now we have a chance to be third. This group of young men has a chance to finish as good or better than what they've been predicted for 5 years in a row. Those seniors deserve that accolade. These guys, specifically Armand and Sean Lloyd and Rudy, that have been, is that the ones that have been here? Because
Yes,
Marcus transferred in, JUCO. Those guys have been here for 5 and 4 years. And these guys turned this program around, headed in the right direction, and they deserve those accolades. I couldn't be a prouder father, coach, mentor than I am of these 6 seniors and their contribution that they've made to Saluki basketball. They deserve the accolades, but we're not done yet. We need to continue to go.